Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Call to order the October 23rd meeting of Bexley Zoning and Planning. We'll call to order the October 23rd meeting of Bexley Zoning and Planning. Mr. Klingler, please call the roll.
Mr. Lassard.
Here.
Mr. King.
Here.
Ms. Lettestack.
Yeah.
Mr. Levine.
Here.
Mr. Eshelbrunner. Here. Acting Chair Schick.
I am here as well. So we have a quorum. So has all the members of the board had an opportunity to review the September minutes? And if so, any comments, suggested deletions or modifications?
I did have a modification. In the September 9th meeting minutes, at the top of it, it said it was a 6 p.m. meeting. I think it was an 8 a.m. meeting
Oh, for the special meeting?
for the special meeting.
Okay, that was a typo. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
not a huge
Probably
deal, but
copied
I
and
just
pasted it
thought.
from
yeah.
another, yeah, good
Yeah.
catch. Okay,
Yeah.
that's I don't believe you need a motion on that. That's a
What would
a
I, yeah,
clerical error.
Yeah, sure.
We'll fix. Thank you, Mr. King.
If anybody needs a book report graded by, go to Mr. King.
That we expect out of our school board member.
Well, apart from that, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
All right, all in favor, please, of approving the minutes, submitted, please say aye.
Same September 9th version because I was.
Mr. Levine,
I need to abstain from the September 25th
Yes, on the.
okay.
and also yes on the other one.
Okay, so for approval of the September 9th minutes with Mr. Levine abstaining, can I get all in favor with the vote of aye?
Aye.
For the September, that passes. For the September 20th with Mr. Eshelbrunner abstaining, may I have a vote of aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. This is an opportunity for the public to make any comments about the business Board of Zoning and Planning. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak tonight for a matter that is not on our agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on. Our first case is BZAP 25-40 for 821 Grandin. Applicant is Taylor Summer. Owner is Jerry Haas. Applicant is seeking a variance from Bexley Code Section 1252.09 to raise the roof of the existing attic and add a third story to the existing house. Is the applicant here? Please step forward. Will you raise your right hand and repeat after me? Or do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I swear, yes.
Okay, thank you. Please state your name.
Taylor Summer.
Pleased to meet you, Ms. Summer. Would you tell us a little bit about what you have going on here? Or excuse me, sorry. Mr. Klingler.
If you'd like it, yeah.
Staff report.
Okay, very good. I'll put it up on the screen. This was a quirky one. And I'll apologize publicly to Miss Summer. I gave her wrong direction when she first came to us. I thought our code referred to the area of the half story above the second floor, defining whether that means it's a third story or just an attic space. And it's actually the volume. So we did a lot of calculations, a lot of mental gymnastics, and we knew they were really close. Thankfully, Ms. Summer was able to calculate the actual cubic footage of the third story. And I believe they're 200, a little over 200 feet over the allowable. So just so you all know, because I don't know how many board members know here, we calculate a third story if it has 2/3 or more of the volume of the story or living space directly below it. So this one had 9,210 cubic feet on the second floor, making the allowable limit 6,140. On the third floor, the new attic volume will be 6,433.5 cubic feet for the attic. This passed on the consent agenda at ARB. They had no problems with the massing. Staff has no problems with the massing. There's a 2.5 story house next to it. It will be a nice, very nice addition and a very nice project when completed. So staff has no issues with the extra square footage. It's mostly in some dormers on the rear. So when you add those dormers, it adds some volume to it. So that's all I have. The pictures were in your packet, but I can pull them up if you wish.
Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Ms. Summer, do you want to tell us what you've got going on?
Yeah, so a lot of work went into, moving things back and forth, trying to achieve we were hoping to propose a 2.5-story addition off the rear. But it got complicated, particularly with that definition. So I will try and summarize it to keep it short because I could probably talk for quite a while about how we got here. But like I said, we aimed to do a 2.5-story addition. But the peak of the existing attic is 7 feet right at the peak. So obviously not enough room to even have a landing at the top of the stairs. So we needed to raise that roof. And then also because any addition should be secondary to the existing house, we need that secondary roof to be lower than the original house. So another reason that that one needed to be raised. And I raised it as minimally as possible. I really wanted to impact the front of the house as little as possible. So I didn't want to put any dormers on the front of the house. So like I said, I did the bare minimum raising that I needed to in order to get 1, habitable space, and 2, egress to that staircase. So we calculated I started by just aligning the attic walls, the dormer walls with the exterior walls of the second floor below, and extending it all the way out just as a starting point. And we ended up kind of way over the 2/3 by definition. And that 2/3 really, it calculates everything. When you get down to the eave and you've got 0 height there, it's counting all of that. And, so much of that is never going to be able to be used, even as storage really. So that definition is just kind of really fighting what I think looks aesthetically appropriate from the exterior. So trying to achieve the 2/3, I started by moving the walls of the dormers in and realized I had to go all the way to 7 feet wide, which I submitted some examples. I think it looks awkward. I don't think it looks well thought through from the outside. It looks kind of like you're being forced to have these tiny dormers, in my opinion. So then I took a second approach and tried to move so that was the north and south wall. So then my second approach was to move the west wall more to the east, to shrink that dormer. And I ended up having to move that west wall shrink the dormer down to pretty much not exist over the rear addition at all. So then you just have this very small room on the existing attic, and nothing above the addition. So, and then that didn't look right either, because then you're not really fitting any windows in. So all of that to say, I explored a lot of options trying to make it work within the requirement, and really just feel that the requirement was not benefiting the look of the house, which I think is more important to Bexley. I'll take a break from there and see if anyone has any questions.
Let's see. Is there anybody here from the public who wishes to speak for or against this project? Please come up and state your name and swear you in.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kelly. I live at 830 Grandin Avenue. So across the street.
Perfect. So would you raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm to tell the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I am for this. I know the homeowners very well. They have taken a lot of thought into how this design would work. I know that they helped me go through the codes when I had some projects last year along with Matt. So I know that they really want to make sure it fits the neighborhood and that it doesn't stick out or cause any issues. So I'm definitely for it. I'm excited to see how this project turns out for them and creating their forever home.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any members of the board have any comments?
Comment. Matt and Karen, maybe you can help me here. Have we seen a variance like this before, a request? This seems, I don't know that I've ever come across this. Is this fairly unique to have this? I mean, cubic feet? I don't really recall this discussion.
I think it's rare. You guys all saw a mother-in-law suite or an in-law suite, I
Yeah.
should say, last fall or maybe in the spring for this property right over here. And that's when we talked a lot about square footages and the size, and you
Yeah.
all wanted to shrink the variant size, but I can't remember in my time on VZAP before now or, yeah. So they're rare.
Okay.
They're rare.
So the standard for approving it, because it's rare, is what?
I think in my opinion,
Right.
for this, I think Taylor did a really good job explaining it. You try to walk the fine line between massing with the ARB, and so I really, lean on the ARB and did they get the right project for what they were trying to accomplish? Because she had a couple rounds with ARB, and then the last round was on consent agenda because she got exactly what they saw. Aesthetically, it looks great. So I think, as she said, like trying to shrink it doesn't really make sense with what's there now. So yeah, I think it's more of an aesthetic thing than an overall. And I think that volumes in the code, in case we were to get, or you all were to see one, that is like huge, right? And so. Because remember, ARB could give a vote of negative recommendation to you all, and the applicant could still say, okay, I'm still going to BZAP because I don't want to shrink I still want that variance. So there's a balance there between the design and the overall massing. So that's my opinion.
Thank you.
I can
Ms.
speak to the discussion that we had at ARB, because I know we're coming to you and just said it was by consent, but there was a lot of work that before we got to that point. I think Taylor was before the board once or twice before that. I can't remember. Once. And the board asked her to do some exercises of redesigning the original shed dormer to do 2 little gable dormers to try to lessen the massing. But in actuality, we all kind of thought it looked more busy with 2 gable dormers. Plus, it doesn't give them a lot of room. So she did a good job on some site studies, which I think Matt pulled up before. It's tall. That was the discussion. It's very tall. So we wanted to minimize that height in this particular neighborhood. But there are homes that are the same height. I think behind
Yeah, I
it.
can pull it up.
So it's not unusual, but yeah, we've heard this before. It's not the norm, but
It just seems like, and again, architecturally, I always would rather side there. But it seems like that creates a lot of opportunity for others to do this. So it's not
absolutely.
a special variance. It's maybe this is something that should be more allowed in these types of neighborhoods where you want to add on to the house with limited property.
And yeah, I think I've gone through a revamp of the zoning code before, and we do kind of use industry standards for building, how do you define a building height, or what, should an accessory structure height be? So my guess is, we looked at multiple zoning codes from around the state of Ohio, adjacent cities, what's everyone doing kind of, and then put that in there, and that's where it came from. I would probably like a different definition, so I don't have to try to calculate the volume with all these dormers and like all these like weird shapes. And I'm like, I don't. It was like junior year in high school again. I was like, what is? I had graphing paper out. I was trying to like. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, as we get these things, we're always making lists of how to revise the code, revise calculations, because, we don't want to approve everything across the
balance,
board,
yep.
but we also want to be able, for Bexley residents to be able to bring their homes up to living standards of today and not encourage people to migrate out to the suburbs.
So here's a massing sort of scheme, and thank you, Taylor, for putting this together. This was great. So you can kind of see that the yellow is their house, and the house next to it, sort of the peak of the chimney will be, a little bit above their house. The house to the west kind of is almost the same height. So there's the house directly next to it's a little shorter right there, but it's not out of, like Karen said, out of the, it wouldn't stand out in the neighborhood. There's other homes like this in the neighborhood that are this height.
And within the code, it could be 6 feet taller, although that would then change things as well, because it say 35 feet. And this is 29.
I thought this one was going up to, was it 29?
Not
Yeah,
sure.
it's the no higher than 35 feet, or 2.5 stories. So That's what the code says.
Okay. Ms. Summers, do you have anything that you want to add after our discussion?
I don't think so. I guess another factor that was going against us, but it's probably pretty typical for the area, is it's 2/3 of the second story, and the second story here, the ceiling height's only 7.5 feet. So, if we had higher ceilings, you'd be able to get more mass upstairs. So, we just had multiple factors going against us that I tried to keep the massing down as minimal as possible. Like you said, I think it's 200 cubic feet that we're asking for, so tried my best.
A lot of diligence went into this.
A lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Klingler, you want to give us the findings of fact and conclusions of law, please?
Yeah, sure. The findings of facts and conclusions of law for application BZAP 25-40 at address 821 Grandin. Based upon the testimony and evidence given this evening, the Board of Zoning and Planning finds it appropriate to grant a variance from Bexley Code Section 1252.09 to allow the applicant to raise the roof of the existing attic and add a third story to the existing house. Variance will be approximately 200 and some odd feet over the allowable limit.
Ms. Summer, do you agree with the
Yes.
finding? Okay. Members of the board fine with that? If so, can I entertain a motion?
So moved, Eshelbrenner.
Thank you, Mr. Eshelbrenner.
Second, King.
Thank you, Mr. King. Mr. Klingler?
Ms. Lettastack,
Yes.
Mr. Lassard,
Yes.
Mr. Levine,
Yes.
Mr. Eshelbrenner,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Chairman Schick.
I vote yes as well. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Motion passes.
Appreciate everybody's time. Mr. Klingler informed me that item number 2, BZAP 25-41 is requested to be tabled to next month. So we're going to move on to application number 3, BZAP 25-43 for 874 Chelsea. Applicant is Allison O'Neill, and applicant is also the owner. Applicant is seeking an approval for a special permit to install a 6-foot fence on the street side of a corner lot. Please come on up. Ms. O'Neill, I presume?
Yes,
Okay.
Allison, yeah.
Allison, pleasure to meet you. Will you raise your right hand? Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Klingler, would you provide us with a staff report?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. This is our classic corner lot. This is the corner lot of Chelsea and Astor, the northeast corner. You all, in our code, it says that you all must grant a special permit for 6-foot tall fences on the street side of corner lots. So the applicant is before you to request approval for that special permit. I went out and reviewed the site. It will look lovely. It's a small fence. I think it's only 37 feet long. It's just going to connect the house to the garage. I did have some photos for you all. I hope you all looked at those. If not, I can pull some up if you'd like. She is going to plant some hostas, I think hydrangeas and some rose bushes maybe or something. She will have planting material, which we do. And I am going to have our landscape consultant, Walter Rains, look at that just to confirm he's good with the plants you selected. But that's in the code to sort of break up the wall effects that a long 6-foot tall fence creates. I am okay with the plants, but I'll get his approval. And if you all pass it, she'll be able to build a 6-foot fence along Astor.
Okay. And I know we have dealt with a lot of side yard fences. So, Ms. O'Neill, would you care to tell us about your project?
Sure. So we just moved in August with our, at the time, 2-month-old. So that was really fun. But when we moved in, we were one of the only houses that doesn't have a fence. And we've talked with our neighbor about it, who has a chain link fence. And don't mind my drawings. This is probably my Canva design, this is what I was doing at 2 a.m. It's fine. But anyway, we're obviously have a child now and would love to fence it in. Our street is relatively busy on the side there. And then we also have alley access that's currently wide open. Some of our neighbors had warned us that people just walk through the yard if there's not a fence. So that's definitely something that we would be interested in closing off. And yeah, so we'd like to do a 6-foot fence and plant some bushes around it and live happily ever after.
Chairman, this is not in the right of way either. They're holding it back off the right of way, so just.
Yeah, significantly off the road. It shouldn't impact anybody's driving views or anything like that.
Excellent. Is there anybody here in the public who wishes to speak on this project, for or against? Not seeing any. Okay, do any of the members of the board have any questions or comments?
I just had one question. We've had a lot of cases in the past where we talk about the transparency requirements for like the top 1 or 2 feet.
Yes,
Is that not an issue here?
that is all, it is not a requirement. It's more of a guideline.
Oh.
You can say you would like that or not. So I can pull up the code and read that portion of the code to you if you'd like.
Okay.
You do bring up a good point.
I thought in the past we had said it was a requirement.
But not for when the fence exceeded 6 feet.
I think it says
I thought it was when it exceeded 4.
when it exceeds 4 feet.
Yep.
So it says should, it doesn't say shall. So fences exceeding 48 inches in height should include transparency in the upper 12 to 18 inches of the fence through the use of lattice work, pickets, or other appropriate design elements. And then here it talks about the landscaping plan must be on file and approved by the zoning officer.
And that's how it's always read. There hasn't been like a recent change.
That's how it's always read since 2020.
Thank you.
Have you settled on a design?
It'd be a pretty classic, straight across fence.
Matt, is there, there's a landscaping plan. Is there a color requirement?
There's not.
Standard? So it could be pink, it could be purple.
Good. We do not regulate the color of fences. We regulate the material. So for instance, chain
Right.
link, it could not be chain link. That you will see some corner lots with chain link and those are sort of existing non-conforming. So when they come back to replace that fence, it would have to be brought up to the current code in that instance, but
that's-
we do not
yeah.
regulate the color of fences.
I guess that's my concern with fences that are very visible. It seems disjointed. Where we talk about landscaping, we talk about fitting in, but color is, I believe, part of that. It's inconsistent.
That is something for
It's another day.
the council
Yeah.
or you all to make a recommendation to council if you wish. That's your duty actually to recommend zoning code changes to council.
Do you have an idea of what color?
We would just do a regular wood fence and maintain it, keeping it stained and everything. That's what all of our neighbors have as well.
Thank you, Ms. Lessard.
Do the neighbors have the lattice or what do they call it? Transparency?
Yeah, I went down, asked her to look and see what everybody else had, and it was quite a mix. Most people did not, but there is one that does.
There's one that does. Is that something that could be done? Is that?
It could,
sure
we're
there's
not,
that
we're not
concept,
opposed
but-
to it or anything, but yeah, we would have to probably price compare.
Yeah,
They do look nice, but
yeah.
most people on our street had just the traditional stockade type or the
Or
like.
visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really epic.
Full difference with lattice.
It's two blocks down.
It's 2 dogs down. They have the same thing. Yeah, it's consistent with. If you go down the
Oh,
street,
they-
it's the same
Yeah.
proposal and as you go down,
Yeah.
everybody has kind of.
So I'm gonna pull up.
It's hard.
And
What's the-
This is a
You wanna see
practical
what-
aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the distinction has been when they've been in the right of way or directly abutted to this. I think your drawing was 20 feet off.
Yeah, we're
Setback?
significant, this fence would be significantly off of the corner and tucked in off of the tree lawn there. It really would just connect to the house and the garage. So I think it was over 20 feet off.
It'll go right up against,
right up against the garage there to the house, yeah.
oh,
We were really giving up a lot of grass play area.
my thought. Okay. Any additional questions from the board? Mr. Klingler, can we please have the findings of fact and conclusions of law? Oh,
So just to give you all for reference, that's gotta move. So the right of way is like 1 foot off of the sidewalk and the fence will be all the way back here. So,
With landscaping in front.
yeah.
That's the only reason I say.
does any member of the board wish, before we ask for the finding of fact, to apply any condition to this? Saying no. Mr. Klingler?
The finding and facts and conclusions of law for application BZAP 2543 for address located at 874 Chelsea. The Board of Zoning, based upon the testimony and evidence given this evening, the Board of Zoning and Planning finds it appropriate to grant approval for a special permit to install a 6-foot fence on the street side of the corner lot as submitted.
And Ms. O'Neill, do you agree with those findings?
Yes.
Members of the board fine with that? And if so, entertain a motion.
So move, Levine.
Thank you, Ms. Levine.
Second, Eshelbrenner?
Mr. Eshelbrenner,
Yes.
Mr. Lassard,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Ms. Lettestack, Mr. Levine,
Yes.
Chairman Schick,
Yes,
motion passes.
thank you very much.
Thank
Welcome
you
to
very
Bexley.
much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Been great so far.
Definitely use more of those renderings. Our last application this evening is BZAP 25-44 for 124 Stanberry. Applicant is Mark Schreiber. Owner is Eric and Stephanie Quigley. Good evening.
Chairman,
Please state your
members
name.
of the board. Mark Schieber, I'm the landscape architect on the project, and Mr. Quigley is here with me. Mr. Eric Quigley, the owner.
Can I get you sworn in, please?
Um,
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. Mr. Klingler.
Thank you, Chairman. This location is 124 Stanberry. The applicant also has an application in front of the Tree and Public Garden Commission, but that is not in your purview this evening. The applicant would like to, or the homeowner would like to create a sort of a private lawn area here and garden area and plant in the right of way. So they're seeking approval from the TPGC to be able to plant in the right of way. And so this dashed line here is the right of way. What's before you this evening is you all approve artwork in the city per the code, as well as front yard accessory structures. Now I wrestled with the front yard accessory structure definition, and it's a memorial statue that will be placed on a boulder. And technically, and I can pull up the definition of how we define a structure in our code. And it meets the definition of a structure. However, I would say that this is unlike any other front yard structure in the fact that this is personal to the current owners and would not foresee that, if the owner were to move, the statue would probably go with them. It's less of a permanent front yard structure. So the front yard statue is kind of right here. There's a boulder there now, or a rock there now. I assumed that was kind of where it's going to go.
There is a boulder there right
In the
now,
general vicinity when I went out and looked, yeah.
right in the
So-
vicinity there, whether we use this boulder or sandwich up a larger one. This is the existing boulder.
And that is, that picture was in your staff photos as well.
There is a picture of the sculpture.
Yeah. And in the staff report, I put a picture of the sculpture. So with all that being said, staff has no issue with this variance because of the reasons I stated. And they are currently sort of on the table at the Tree and Public Garden Commission. I think there were some tweaks that they wanted, but we have no issue with this variance. Or approval of the artwork.
Eric, do you have anything else you wish to add? Mr. Quigley, please come up. You've come up, state your name and introduce yourself, please. Not to swear you.
It's pretty emotional, so I'm not sure I'll be able to talk about it.
I understand.
I'd
I
appreciate
do
it
have to
for
swear
going-
you in. I do apologize for that. So,
He doesn't have to.
You don't have to speak.
Oh,
You don't have to
disregard.
speak. This is
No,
a
no, yeah.
memorial for his daughter, which passed away in
Yeah.
2022, a well-known Bexley
She
girl.
was killed in a car accident.
Killed.
She went to CSG kindergarten. And we're still dealing with it.
Understood.
And this is this is a statue of her sitting on a bench. It's chrome or copper, I can't remember. It's a metal statue, bronze statue that I've worked with this artist since for 2.5 years now, and we'd like to put it in our front yard. And the reason for the privacy and stuff is just to make it more of a private memorial for us. Yeah. That's it.
Thank you, sir. I do apologize. I wasn't trying to compel you to speak. I
No, that's
didn't know if you wanted to add anything. So, thank you. I did drive by tonight and I saw there was a very intense game of soccer going on in the front yard. So, yes.
Yeah, that's Wade, or my son, he was in a car accident as well. He's doing well, and the only thing he's upset with is soccer goals.
So we're trying to preserve plenty of space out there because the interactivity with the
Yeah.
sculpture out there reminds them this part of
Yeah.
their life, so they maintain it.
It's a very, very touching statue. So,
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's what. Yeah. Look forward to it.
thank you, Mr. Quigley. Any members of the public? We've got a packed house. Have any comments for or against this project? Got a thumbs up. Any members of the board have any comments or questions? Hearing none. Mr. Klingler, would you give us the findings of fact, please?
Mr. Chairman, the findings and facts of conclusions of law for application BZAP 25-44, location 124 Stanberry Avenue. The Board of Zoning and Planning finds it appropriate based upon the evidence and testimony given this evening to grant a variance for a front yard accessory structure in the form of a statue and approves the statue artwork as submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Are all members of the board fine with that? And if so, may I entertain a motion?
The motion, let us stack.
Can I have a second?
Second, Lassard.
Thank you. Let's let us back, Mr. Lassard. Klingler?
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Levine,
Yes.
Mr. Lassard,
Yes.
Mr. Eshelbrenner,
Yes.
Ms. Lettistack,
Yes.
and Chairman Chick.
I vote yes as well. Thank you very much, Eric. Mr. Quigley, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Thanks.
Wonderful evening. All right, and I was also informed that, well, because the chair is out of the country, we will review the revised rules and regulations at the next meeting. So with that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So with Mr. King.